You're late.
Yeah, I got tied up at work. I meant to call. I'm sorry.
I realize things happen, but it would be nice to have a little notice.
Yes, dear. Son, where have you been? I told you to be home at 11. You're late, and I'm not going to stand for it.
But Dad,
There's no buts about it. You're grounded.
this is so unfair.
Give me your cell phone. You're not talking to your friends.
You won't even give me a chance to explain. Why?
As long as you live in this house, you'll do what I say.
I cannot wait to get out of here. It's going to be sooner than you think.
Come back here. You don't talk to me that way.
You call yourself a Christian. They all do. I knew this church stuff was just a big waste of time.
Yeah.
Son, may I come in?
Yes, Mom.
I heard you and your father arguing. What happened?
I was late and Dad had a fit.
Oh, he did he?
Yeah, he's so unfair.
Well, maybe he didn't handle the situation in the best way, but how did you handle it?
Not too well, I guess. But I was at church and he wouldn't let me explain.
Well, you chose not to call and tell us that you would be late. And that's all we ask. When you're late, is to just call and let us know. Your father was right in punishing you. Your choices in life do have consequences.
I know, Mom. I guess I just blow everything these days. I hear about Jesus' love, but then when I go out in the real world, I don't see it in the people who say they're Christians.
Well, there's nobody that's perfect, including your father. The only perfect person is Jesus. And I know that both Jesus and your father love you. And I do too.
All right, Mom. I'll try and be a little more responsible.
Son, can I come in?
Sure, Dad. What is it?
Son, I have a confession to make. I was late too, and I didn't call your mom. And I had little reason to treat you the way I treated you.
I'm sorry for the way I acted, and I should have called to let you know where I was. And I'm sorry for the way I treated you as well. I guess I deserve the punishment I got, even though I did try and explain where I was.
Yeah, I should have let you explain. Can you forgive me?
All right, Dad. Can you forgive me for what I said too?
Sure, son. Christ wouldn't forgive me if I didn't forgive you.
Could you tell me a little more about this forgiveness stuff?
I might need some help, but I'll try.
So, do I get my phone back?
No.
Well, that's what I thought. But what's your punishment?
I don't know. Your mom hadn't told me.
I think yours is going to be worse than mine.
Yeah. Okay, everyone, let's get started. Get your books, the most precious thing, and let's continue in our study. Son, summarize what we've learned so far.
Okay, Dad, I'll try. One of the first things we learned is that we all have broken relationships, and how we need someone to help us restore those relationships. The second thing is that we have learned that the Bible is the best thing to look at to find the truth.
Yes, and the truth about Christ, who came to restore us to God, which is the most important relationship to restore.
Good. And more?
Another thing is that it's our choice to not follow Jesus Christ and to not be saved, or to follow him and become one of his disciples. But how do I do that, Dad?
Great question, son. Tonight we're going to see how all that happens. Turn to page 28, and as we read through the scriptures, I want to ask you two questions. In John 5:10 through 13, what is the response or action that we should make?
To believe.
Yeah? And the second question, what's the result of this response or action? That is, if you believe.
You'll be saved.
Good. And if you don't believe?
Then you're not saved.
Right. Now let's go through each of the scriptures, answering the same way. By doing this, we'll learn how one becomes a follower of Jesus.
There's more than just believing?
Yes. Let's look at what the whole Bible says about salvation and becoming his disciple. Let's look at John 3:16.
Well, it's good to have everyone together again, except for Katie, of course. How's she doing?
She and the baby are doing fine, and she sends her love to everyone.
Well, all of us have a lot to be thankful for. Why don't we start by sharing some experiences from the past few weeks?
Can I start?
Sure.
Well, I learned what the most precious thing in the world is.
It's me, isn't it?
Yeah, you're part of it, and so is Kyle. But the greatest thing is my relationship with God.
And how did you come to that?
Well, when God used me to help my son become a follower, it called into question my faith as a disciple.
Yes, me too. As I saw Philip take charge and be the spiritual leader in our family, it restored my relationship with him and God.
And I think Katie and I also were just going through the motions, backward motions, that is.
Well, what made the difference?
When we saw the comparison between our marriage and our relationship with Jesus, it strengthened my relationship both with Jesus and with my bride.
Yes, us too. It really strengthened our marriage, and it's been a precious gift to our family.
Well, when we become a follower of Jesus, we receive a lot of precious gifts. We receive peace. We become joint heirs with him. We receive his spirit.
And doesn't that help in being restored ourselves and being restored with other people?
Exactly right. That's what we're going to talk about today. Take a look in your book at page number 38. It's important to realize whether you're a brand new Christian or a seasoned saint to think about your responsibilities as a disciple.